We're all familiar with the American astronaut Neil Armstrong, the first person to,
allegedly,
walk on the moon. We've all heard his iconic quote many times before.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
But let's not forget the other significant firsts beyond our planet, like the first man to fart on the moon. Other astronauts could have certainly farted before him, but American astronaut John Young was undoubtedly the first documented man to fart on the moon. He was only the 9th man to walk on the moon, but he's got other firsts: first man to fly in space 6 times, commanded the first space shuttle flight, and of course, his greatest contribution, the first documented fart on the moon.
I got the farts again. I got them again, Charlie.
He commanded the Apollo 16 mission back in 1972. It was the 10th crewed mission in the US Apollo space program by NASA and the 5th to land on the moon. He had a funny little conversation with the lunar module pilot Charlie Duke about his landmark turd whistle. But it wasn't just an ordinary fart. A dangerous substance had transformed Young into a brown airbender, orange juice.
I haven't eaten this much citrus fruit in 20 years. And I'll tell you one thing, in another 12 fucking days, I ain't never eating any more.
This citrus fruit wasn't just his personal choice of drink. The irregular heartbeats that the astronauts from the previous Apollo 15 mission suffered from pushed more citrus into the Apollo 16's diet. NASA's flight surgeon blamed potassium deficiency for their condition, and because of that, more drinks like orange juice for the next crew were served. This sounds hilarious, but space ass wind is actually more important than you might think. Nutritionists studied the diets of the astronauts during the previous missions in order to check how they affected the hydrogen and methane, that's fart, inside their bodies.
Shit.
Young probably missed his previous diets, like the corned beef sandwich he snuck inside his pocket during the Gemini 3 mission back on the 23rd of March 1965. Perhaps another first, the first man to have snuck a corned beef sandwich into space. He had his fellow astronaut Gus Grissom have a taste, but it quickly began to break up. It sounded like a little misdemeanor, but it actually took him to Congress when politicians expressed concerns about crumbs interfering with the missions. NASA assured Congress that they would not let any more contraband corned beef sandwiches into space. We have taken steps to prevent recurrence of corned beef sandwiches in future flights. Then NASA's Associate Administrator George Mueller testified before Congress. Young should have stuck with his orange juice. He didn't think the sandwich was a big deal though. He asserted that it was actually the 3rd sandwich brought on into a spacecraft. Despite this, corned beef eventually returned to space back on the first space shuttle flight in 1981, commanded again by none other than Young, the corned beef sandwich smuggler. Despite his gaseous crimes and his dangerous sandwich smuggling, Young was said to have been very professional and invaluable during his 15,000 hours in flight. That's one small fart for man, one giant gas for mankind. So where's the most noteworthy place you've farted? Leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and consider checking out our other videos on the channel.